Salutations to foes. This is your fabulous Lady, the Queen of Shade, coming at you with another special presentation. I am moving forward with these conversations that I call interviews, but they are conversations. I am speaking to amazing people that have amazing lives, that have done amazing things, even in the face of adversity. And they continue to shine and they continue to progress. And as this year, 2021, prepares to leave, we're all gearing up for 2022. And I had to speak to this person before the end of the year. So I was so very happy and grateful that he could fit me in. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you to Mr. Antino Crowley-Kamenwati.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, thank you. It's a pleasure.
You're so welcome. First, let me just get into this outfit. I love this. The white tee, it's classic, but no, it's the tattoos, darling. It's
Thank you
for me. And the piercings, you look so amazing. How the hell are you?
I'm very, 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 very great. I have no complaints. Life has been very, very good. I'm blessed. I'm grateful. And yeah, just full of love and light. It's been a long time coming.
Yes. I met you years ago. And from that very first meeting, of course, social media brings us together. We have been thick as thieves. We've been supporting each other.
Yes, we have.
Yeah. And I think that is so awesome because I have watched you do some amazing things. And today I just want to give you your flowers and have a conversation about you and literally keep it PC. And, keep it PC.
Thank you, Your Highness. Yeah, I want to say you look amazing too. You always do. Thank you for this. This is very humbling. I'm very grateful to sit here and talk to you. Thank you. I feel honored that you want to talk to me. So
listen. Okay, so in our talking, I have a picture of a young Antino.
Oh.
But no, you sent it to me. And he's laying on the ground, doing a death drop. And like a dip. And baby, the face on you. The face on you.
I was 19. I was a baby.
Yes, but guess what? That face only got better, Antino.
Oh, thank
you. Better. Like, I mean it. Like, let's just talk about the beauty for a second. When I found out that you worked in fashion, and not just worked in fashion, but styled for some very big people, like, I couldn't want to say their names, but some very big people were featured in magazines and just doing your thing. I was just like, see, because it clicked for me. When I see you, you are a fashion community member. That's how I see you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, fashion is definitely in my blood. It's definitely not ever going anywhere. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
That seemed like a lifetime ago, back when I was a stylist, but that's when I first moved to New York in the early 2000s. And boy, the memories, it was definitely an experience. I'll say that.
Yeah. So where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia, born and raised, specifically College Park. College Park. Look at me, I'm losing my accent. Wow. People might know it as College Park, but the natives, we say College Park. South Atlanta.
So a Southern boy moves to the big city and it just takes it all in.
Yeah,
I really
totally.
I love that. Are you an only child?
I'm not an only child. I have a little brother. We're 9 years apart though.
Okay.
So whenever I'm leaving a phase, he's coming into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because a phase is a decade. You're absolutely right.
Right.
My God. What drew you to New York in the first place? Because it was where you belonged. And
right.
What drew you?
Oh, Queen. From a kid looking at New York on TV, and I was a kid in the 80s, so the New York I saw was a lot more grittier and raw than it was when I actually became an adult and was able to move here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I always felt like I was a New Yorker trapped in an Atlantan's body.
Yeah.
At the time, and this is way before we even knew there would be a social media or this new digital world that we live in. And back then, because you couldn't find your tribe online, you had to physically find your tribe. And during that time, Atlanta was, it's the South. even though it's much, much more open now, still not as open as some other places, but back then it was even more closed. So I didn't feel like I fit in the South. I had to move to New York. New York was where the misfits and the freaks and the weirdos and the creative people came, you know? Nowadays, you don't necessarily need to relocate because you can find your tribes online now. But back then, you had to relocate.
Yeah, yeah. You know what's so crazy? I love what you just said, but you know, even with social media, you do have to relocate.
Oh yeah,
Even
that's true.
still, like even still, you know, I'm preparing to, I was going to move west. I was going to move to Vegas and live there. But my grandmother woke me up one morning and she said, you know what your dream is? And I said, yeah. She said, you need to move out of the country. France is my dream. I got the opportunity to go there at 22. I was there 6 months as a fashion model, hardest time of my life. But I left my heart there. So yeah, I love the
Yeah,
fact.
you don't belong here. You definitely, you know, when it comes to creative people, and I will say like us, and it is like us, but you're still at a level that I hate to say that I was what am I trying to say? You know, a lot of like other people would say I sold out. I don't like saying that. But whereas I used to be immersed in underground culture and being so unique, you know, I'm on TV now, it's kind of mainstream, but you're still an anomaly. You're still Josephine Baker. You know what I mean? And she had to leave America in order for America to get her. You know what I'm saying? Before I started working in TV and film, when I was doing performance art in underground clubs here around New York and that sort of thing, I was about to leave America. You know, I was preparing to leave here in 2016. I prepared to leave here at the beginning of 2017. And then I booked my first TV role. So I felt like the universe was telling me, you probably need to stay put if you want to have a serious acting career. And that's why I stayed here. But if I wasn't acting, I would have been headed to Europe.
See, first of all, you're trying to make me cry during this conversation because Josephine Baker is the epitome of everything to me. She is
Yes,
everything to me.
same.
She's the reason I found the courage, a little boy from the projects who had never been outside of the United States, never even seen 50 states, never traveled further from Philadelphia to Maryland. And I got on a plane in the middle of the night and flew all those hours with all my things in 3 suitcases and ended up in Charles de Gaulle in Paris.
I get it.
So when you,
and it was no, and that feeling, people don't understand that feeling.
yeah,
If anyone who's creative and they've never been to Europe,
yeah,
you definitely have to go. I mean, and I say Europe, I mean, you can go anywhere in the world, but you know, as far as Western countries go,
yeah,
America, our society here has played a trick on the world by making them think that we're the best, that our systems are the best, and you know this country is the greatest country on the world,
right.
in the world. And once you travel, just to even to other Western countries, you see that that is all a lie.
It's a lie. It's a lie.
It is a lie. Yeah.
It's a lie. And I found myself there. But back to you. You are an amazing, you already hit it on the head. That's what I want to talk to you about. I want to talk to you about your TV career.
Okay.
Because, oh my God, you are amazing.
Thank you.
And you know
Thank you.
what I love? I love your versatility.
Thank you.
You have
Thank you.
extreme versatility. And I love that. And I love that you got your career and are doing it television, and they are okay with all of this.
Oh yeah.
They are okay. Yeah. This, they like, okay, he one of them fashion misfits. Okay, yeah, but what I'm saying is they know exactly what to do with you.
Yeah.
See,
yeah.
You're right. With me, they don't know what to do with me. So
right. And listen, and they just learned to learn how to deal with me. It's coming, you know what I'm saying? Baby steps, but it's coming. And also too, people like us, it's like, take me as I am or don't take me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When I was during times when I've been in between the representation, meaning agents, managers, and I've been shopping around for one. I've had, you know, certain individuals who couldn't see past this. And it's like, oh, we can't do anything with you, covered in tattoos. You can't play a doctor. You can't play an attorney. But I'm like, but I don't want to play a doctor or an attorney. You have tens of million thousands of actors that can play that. I'm like, and look around the world is changing. You know, there are more people who look like me in the boardroom now. We're not just, you know, exclusive to the streets and thugs in the corner. There are more guys who look like me that have startups that are, you know, that are trading and coming up with their own business, and even in, you know, in writing rooms on TV and film. So like, yeah, you want to represent everyone in the world. When it comes to diversity and inclusivity, it's not just gays, it's not just women, it's not just Black people. It is gays, women, Black people, and within the gay community, it's all different types of other branches, trans, non-binary, you know what I'm saying? You need all of that too. You know, you need tatted up people, you need physically challenged people, all of that. That is the world, you know?
Yeah.
Let me stop. I'm about to start preaching.
No, I love it. I love it. That's why I'm just smiling at you, because first of all, I don't know where you in New York live, but I ain't seen no thugs as fine as you standing on the counter. Not with all this, not with all the, wait a minute. I don't know. No, not with all this. You are a moving work of art.
Thank you. Thank you.
You are. You can tell that you took your time. Every tattoo was deliberate. It was placed. It wasn't
that
just.
Is true.
Yeah, it wasn't just,
It's
oh,
true.
let me head to a tattoo party and see what I get. You know? Not at all. Like you are well, but my thing is, I love what you said, because this is an expression of your art.
It is.
And
it's
you're right.
Wow.
But you're right. And America has to get used to that, because not only is inclusion and visibility important, but you said it. You got people in this country that are tatted up in the boardroom.
Right.
Pulling down figures. And it's like, because I think one thing that bothers me about America is its constant desire and fear to stay in the past.
Oh my God.
They don't,
yeah.
If they feel like, and I'm going to say they, because I'm not one of these people, though I am American,
Right, I agree.
They feel like to progress in any direction where inclusion is a possibility, everything's going to turn to chaos.
Right. And they don't understand that the one thing that you cannot, they're so used to controlling everything here, but the one thing you cannot control is change. Change is inevitable. The world is going to change whether you like it or not. You know what I'm saying? You can either go with the flow or you can go against it. But if you go against it, you'll never win. You know what I mean? You have to go with the flow, you know?
Yeah. No, and you know, it's so funny. I know several working supermodels that have tats all over their body, just like you. I know a guy, his name, it escapes me at this moment. Last name is like Hermit or something like that. But face everywhere. And I mean dark, like his skin is tatted. And I was following him, A, because he was a fashion model, and B, because I was intrigued. I said, wow, this man is doing his thing. He was requested by the top designers all over Europe. And then I look at his friends and they're all tatted. All of them look the same way. All of them look the same way. Now, mind you, he's Black. All of them, he had other, you know, races and nationality as friends, and they all look like him. And they were all fashion models, and they were
that's hot.
They were booking, when I tell you, big shows, Japan, Tokyo, all over, Milan.
That's amazing.
Yes.
I love that.
Changed their lives. And I used to watch them because I was living vicariously through their Instagrams, because they would do their work and then head to the islands, and you them tatted bodies all over the sands. And I'm just like,
I know that's right.
Yeah.
nothing like some sand and water to bring it all, to censor it all again, you know?
Yes. So let's say, right, I'm trying to think, the role that got my attention, it was Criminal Minds.
SVU.
I was gonna say my next one was I was gonna say not cybercrime.
Well, maybe it was NCIS. I've been in SVU and I've been in NCIS.
I think which one is the one where it was like New Orleans?
NCIS New Orleans. That's the one.
NCIS.
Okay. That was fun. Oh my God. Your Highness.
Tell us about it.
When I booked that, oh man. when I booked that, when I tell you a nigga felt like a star, because
Yes.
you know it's shot obviously in New Orleans, so they flew me
Yes.
from New York to New Orleans, and
Yes.
you know I'm thinking I'm gonna be, like in a a basic motel room or something. How about they have me in a suite
Yep.
at a 5-star hotel?
Yep.
I had car service,
Yep.
and I'm like, oh my god, this is it. That was an amazing experience, and everyone was so nice. I met Lou Diamond Phillips. He was amazing. Being a kid and watching him,
Yes.
on the Buddy Holly story or whatever. Like it was amazing experience working with him. Yeah, that whole set was fire. Yeah.
Wow. How long did you stay there?
Wow. I went down twice. One time I stayed for 2 days, and then the next time I stayed for a week.
Yeah. See, people don't understand that in actors' lives, you guys are very much independent contractors. You come in, you do the job no matter what show it is. You make your rounds. They don't understand that out here. You make your rounds, you do your scenes, and you move to the next show, the next place that you can get visibility and inclusion. And
a lot of people don't get it. A lot of people don't get it.
Yeah. And
it's hard work,
Yeah.
I've had a couple of guys who, I've lived many, I've lived many lifetimes, from fashion to the adult film things. So, people, especially in New York, people have known me for a while. So I've had a lot of, peers, but junior peers, and they come and ask me like, oh, how do I get in this and how I get into that? And I look at them, I'm like, do you want to be an actor, like really be an actor, or do you just want to be a star? Do you want to be a fan? Because there's a difference.
There's a difference.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, being a star and the fame is just a byproduct of hard work. If you really want to act, if you really have something that you want to say, something you want to get back to the world, and you stay diligent and vigilant, in it, then fame will come. And honestly, you really don't want fame, because fame is crazy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like your life is different after that. I just want to be a financially stable and to be a consistently working actor even more than I am now. That's what I want. And it's cathartic for me. I have something I want to say. I have a lot inside of me. Yes. And acting is a way for me to release it in a healthy way. Otherwise, I'd be in prison or an asylum. This is what I tell people. Right. So, and people are like, oh, you always play the dark guy and these dark roles and bad guys. I was like, yes, because in real life, I'm a good guy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? The dark, and I do, we all have light and dark.
Yes.
I obviously have darkness inside of me. If it's not in you can't play it. Yeah. And being able to play those characters allows me a release of that darkness in a healthy way,
Yes. I love what you just said, because what we must understand is that darkness and light must exist. Or
they must, yes.
In one being, or you don't have a complete being.
Right. It's just like the feminine and masculine. Yes. It's the same thing. The entire universe is about duality, and people don't realize that. You have to embrace all facets of duality. You can't be like, oh, I'm just good and deny. You can't. I'm just light and deny the dark, because without dark there is no light. Right. Without masculine there is no femme. Without femme there is no masculine. You know what I mean? So you have to embrace both halves to be whole. Yeah.
You're absolutely right, because people, it's so crazy, just things about me. Like all of my life, I knew I was a transillusionist. Like I knew that. I say that because one of my interviewers, my auntie, Darnell Thomas, she was like, you're not a transvestite. You don't think that, you're a transillusionist. So I use that word now. So I've always been a transillusionist, but
I know Darnell. Darnell's amazing.
Yes. Shout out to Darnell. And that was an amazing conversation too, just like this one is being made. But what I realized was that all of my life, I always cross-dressed. I never had body dysmorphia. I never had a desire to change genders. Nothing. I just wanted to be left alone to do what I wanted to do. My expression, my soul, and this is the thing, not my physical expression, my soul expression. You see?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that has been what it was. Even in Paris, they kept asking me, when are you going to transgender? And I freaked out on them, because I was like, I'm not transgendering. I have no thoughts or ideas or intentions of transgendering. I'm going to work like this. And
Absolutely.
yeah, and
And people may not and some people may not understand, but guess what? It's not for you to always understand. Just respect it
yeah,
and know that, and you're still a human being and you deserve all the rights that comes with being a human being like all of us. I love it that you said if you could have just been left alone. I recently expressed that to my parents. It had some healing to do with my parents about when I was a little boy. I wasn't like the other little boys.
right,
I didn't want to play sports.
right.
I was into art and fashion. I liked Wonder Woman.
Mhm.
Maybe, and for the longest, I used to say that I was an effeminate little boy. Now, there's nothing wrong with being effeminate, but I wasn't an effeminate little boy. I was just softer, and there was nothing wrong with that. And, my stepdad, he tried to force me into sports. He tried to do all of these things that wasn't me. So when we had this talk now, me being a grown man, I was, if I could have just been left alone, it took me a long time to grow and to become the man that I am today. And I don't regret it. You know what I'm saying? But I was saying, if I could have just been left alone,
Yeah,
it probably wouldn't have taken me so long to get through certain phases,
yeah,
but
yeah,
there was a lot of healing I had to do because of that, being forced to do things as a child, like that really wasn't me. Instead of you nurturing what you did see in me, like the artistry in me, I could have been doing this. My only regrets about acting is just that I'm now coming into the game, at the age that I am. I wish I could have been doing this when I was a kid. I told my parents, like, hey, I'm into acting when I was a kid, but they weren't showbiz parents. They were like, go to school, make good grades, go to college. You know what I mean? And it's like, and that, and that's not exclusive to them. A lot of, again, this was back in the day. I think things are a little different now. A lot of Black parents back then, because Black people have so many other trials and tribulations to go through, they don't really have the luxury like white parents to nurture everything that their kids are into.
right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
And it's not an umbrella statement. I'm sure there are white families that struggle too, but for the most part, the average Black family can afford to have their child in this and this and this and this and this and that, like white kids are. They just trying to keep food on the table in the house over your head. So shout out to them. But yeah, if I could have been nurtured at a younger age, doesn't tell them where I would be at now, but everything happens for a reason, right?
But you know what's so crazy? I'm glad that you said that because we need to talk about that. We need to discuss that because that is true. We give our parents a pass. You didn't have it. It's okay. It's fine. I turned out all right.
Right.
But the truth of the matter is, we grow up and we're missing certain trainings. We're
Mm-hmm.
missing certain things. So it really does matter, Antino, because we are behind when it is
Yeah.
we want to do with what we want to do and where we want to go. If I had, the lessons and been fostered as a young person in this career, I wouldn't be sitting here at 39 just making my way.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been in entertainment already 20 years, but Antino, I had so much to learn. So most of my 20 years was spent behind the camera,
Mm.
learning everything. I just came back to YouTube for the first time in 14 years, and now I'm learning about brand channels and this and that, and it's changed. And it's like, had I been allowed and supported, it would have done a lot more. But
Yeah, absolutely.
so but
Absolutely.
like you said, we arrived still. But I think it's foolish for us to not say that we don't have everything we need.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right. It's okay to say that. It's okay to be honest with ourselves and and with the broader public. Like, you're absolutely right.
yeah,
Yeah, we get each other. This is why we've always clicked. This
yeah,
is why we've
yeah,
always clicked. Like,
yeah,
you've gotten me before you even really knew me. I mean, I posted things. We talked to each other in DMs,
yeah,
and you've always gotten it.
yeah, yeah.
It's a shame that you have to leave this country to become your full potential, because you have a lot to give and they should be up on you now. You know what I mean?
But you know what's so funny though? After seeing how it's done, I'm out of here. Because, I'm one of those people. I had a celebrity psychic 2 years ago tell me, fame scares me. Antino, I could cry right now. I don't want that shit. I
Yeah.
don't want that shit to be known by everybody and not be able to make my car payment, not be able to have a house. To this day, I'm 39 years old. I've never owned a house.
Yeah, same here.
You
I'm
know,
still renting too.
you know, and it's like, and this is the crazy thing because that's what I'm after. And I don't want to have to, and I have stepped up. In Paris, I do want a chateau. I do. $4 million. I do.
I don't blame you. You
But,
should. Why not?
yeah,
I want
I
my
do.
sick tri-level loft downtown.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, like I know what I want, but like this place was oppressive to me. I couldn't possibly stay here and do what I do because it was the industry here that told me I was crazy. It was the industry here that told me the world would never get this, that this was too flamboyant, too extreme, too out of the box. And I did it here. I went to turn to the internet and I started giving, and we know the evolutions. I started in church hats and glasses, and then it came to this. And now, now I have offers to do things, but I don't trust them.
I don't blame you.
Trust them. I don't trust Antino. I trust me. Because when they said, oh, you need to sing lower, and I'm like, but I'm a countertenor, a mezzo soprano. Well, you need to sing tenor because that high voice is going to off-put people. 4 albums later, ain't nobody off-put by what I do.
Right. So what off-put people, me being me, is gonna off-put people, And also too, I love that you say you don't trust them, because simultaneously as the world is changing and developing and opening up,
yeah,
it's also still, for some people, it's a trend.
Yeah.
Some of these people who are in big positions, these executives or whatever, they can be like, yeah, they accept you now, but they don't really accept you. It's also a trend to be accepting of trans and non-binary and everything. And it's a double-edged sword, because yes, there's more diversity, but also too, it's not a trend. These are people's lives. These are real human beings. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So yeah.
You're absolutely right. And that's what I fought against. Antino, I say your name all the time because I love it. Antino, yes, you're welcome. I am not a novelty.
Right.
I'm not an eighth wonder of the world that you come up under the big top, look at, clap, throw some peanuts at, and go on about your way.
Right. And it's actually nothing new. If people actually sought knowledge and actually research the ancient times, they would understand that this whole patriarchal thing, it's a new concept. It's a European concept, because the original people, it was matriarchal and sexes were equal, and they also embraced the feminine and the masculine. This thing of masculinity being at a higher plateau than femininity, that's something that the Europeans brought over. You needed both in order for it, like I just said, in order to be whole. And these certain individuals that expressed both were revered. You were considered at a higher level. These were the storytellers, the historians, the shamans, the witch doctors, the people that people came to for wisdom and advice, were the people who exuded both halves. You know what I mean? So somewhere along the line, when patriarchy came into play, they buried all of that. So now people are thinking that it's nothing new. It's always been here. You just didn't know. And I hate when certain closed-minded heterosexuals are this, why there seems to be this epidemic of people coming out now as gay, or people that are trans now. Say, no, it's always been here. We just had to hide ourselves for your comfortability. And now you're just mad because we're no longer hiding ourselves. Okay. There's no influx. We just tired of hiding,
Yeah. And we're taking our opportunities now.
Exactly.
Like, and get this, I'm a shaman. It's what I do when I'm not off camera. I got them all: shaman, oracle, prophet, seer, and healer. I got it all. And
just your post, Queen, just your post alone heal people and change. There's sometimes that I've seen a post of yours and I'm like, wow, I needed that. I don't know, the universe works in mysterious ways and it works through people. And I'm like, I don't know how you knew, but I needed that, So yes, you definitely are a shaman. even when you're not trying to be.
Not even trying to be, you know, coming from a religious family, that was a mess. And, you know, to now today, you know, they think like, oh, if it ain't Jesus, it ain't nothing. And I'm like, baby, you got Jesus. I've got the divine and all my ancestors. And I'm on par to live this glamorous, successful lifestyle while you're on your knees praying for the same things you see me doing.
Right. Praying for it, asking, not knowing that the power lies within themselves. Yeah. And you meditate. We're like, they don't understand that the divine is consciousness. It is not, this is not even who we are. This is a human shell. You know what I mean? The divine is a consciousness of energy that we're all a part of. And we're all a God with a lowercase g, a part of the one big G God. You know what I'm saying? And we have the power to create, just not in the capacity that the overall, but we can still create, and you can create your own destiny. That's why, you know, people say things like, how did you do this? How did you do that? Because I don't accept no. I don't accept other people's perceived limitations on me. You know what I mean? Yeah. I was told that I wouldn't get this far, you know? Oh, number one, you're covered in tats. That's not going to work. Oh, you have this past, you know, adult films. That's not going to work. Statistics said I shouldn't be where I'm at today, but I didn't believe that. You know what I mean? As long as I believe, that is the most important thing. What do you believe for yourself? You know?
Yeah. Statistics told me that I was born in the projects and that I would never get out. And I've been climbing since I was 10 years old. I was moved to the suburbs by my aunt who was in the military because I was being bullied and beaten really badly for the sound of my voice and the softness of my manner. And I mean, it was bad, Antino. People would turn around, people that I thought were my friends. I'd turn around one moment, turn back, and boom, I was getting punched in my pretty face and all of that stuff. So my aunt came home and said, oh, you can't stay here. And what I want people to understand is the suburbs was not a cure-all, end-all to be all. I was still teased and taunted there too.
Right. It's just different, but it's still the same, right?
Yeah, to me, it was the same. It just didn't follow up with a fist, you know? So I got rid of the fist, but I still was tormented, teased, and bullied for being myself.
And emotional can sometimes
it's worse.
Be worse than the physical. You know, the physical is going to heal. You're going to get over that punch, but emotional stays.
Yeah. The scarring is crazy. So, you know, I took my little black ass to therapy. It'll be 15 years next month. 15 years of therapy, and I got me together. But, you know.
Yeah, same. I went to therapy too. Therapy is amazing.
Yeah. And I like, it's so crazy because I look at my family and my family is disjointed and dysfunctional. And it's just like, I try to tell them, I'm like, listen, you're holding on to these archaic ideals, but yet and still you see me literally change before your eyes. Before your eyes, I'm a better person. I'm more knowledgeable. My aptitude is higher. I understand and I have more love. I have more compassion. I have room for these things in my heart. Because, you know, when you're struggling, you have room for those things. But I now have room for these things in my heart and in my life, and enough, because, you know, they always say in the good book, you know, your cup runneth over. Well, the cup is supposed to be full. Everything that's in the cup is mine. When it starts to overflow and I give to the nations and all, that's yours. But I'm supposed to be doing that from a full cup.
Absolutely.
Everything in that cup is mine. So, you know, that's why I even came to the internet, because it was like, okay, when I physically go, I can't get past the gatekeepers because they immediately, no, you're not what we're looking for. No. So then I do this. And then all of a sudden everybody's flipping. Oh, we had no idea that was in you. Well, of course you wouldn't. You never let me.
I was about to say, well, you never give me the chance to show you.
So it's why I don't trust the entertainment system here. I don't. And that's why I started my own entertainment company. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna head it up myself. And it's been difficult. It's been a lot of learning, Antino. It's been a lot of long hours. I always say, just like the meme says, I work 100 hours a week, so I don't have to work 40 for someone else.
Mm.
And, you know, it's like even last night, I went to bed at 3 o'clock this morning because I'm up there looking at YouTube, talking about brand channels and, you know, and I realized, because that's where I started, but I realized, wow, this thing has really, social media has really turned the tables on everything. They're talking to me about, oh, well, you want a brand channel and not a personal channel, because if your business booms and you decide you want to sell your YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And this is the thing. To me, that wasn't a negative thing. It said, there's a lot of money to be made. You know, they try to keep Black creators out of it. But
Of course.
if you stick with it, there is money to be made.
There's so much money to be made, so much money to be made in the entertainment industry. And we still don't know half of it because they've kept us, you know, out of the loop for so long. But we're learning. Those secrets are not going to be secrets for long.
Yeah. And all I do is I tell myself, maintain and study, maintain and study. Keep doing what you're doing. I started with 15 seconds on Instagram. Then it went to a minute. And then they introduced IGTV. So then I was giving 10 minutes. Went to YouTube. I do these conversations. They are anywhere from 45 minutes to 60 minutes. Antino, they're watching every moment.
You're supposed to.
Every moment. You know, I had some people in the beginning that I had helped their career. I had showed them love and asked them for interviews. And they said, you don't have enough members on your YouTube channel for us to do it.
Oh, wow.
You don't have enough views and things like that. But then they started looking like, well, then how is she interviewing all of these important people? Like, what, she getting actors, she getting musicians, she getting people that was on Good Morning America, people on Access Hollywood, because the brand, the 5.5 years, I showed my hand. I showed what I could do. I showed my integrity. I showed my loyalty and my desire to help, especially us. And the thing about it was, I've been doing videos. I'll do one after this, because today I'm going to talk about healing after this. But I've been doing videos. I had to break up with my following. And I told them, for 5.5 years, you gawked at me. You took, you know, my words, and you didn't give me a single dime. And I said, I have to leave because I'm being asked and bids are being placed for me to come to European countries. I can't sit and entertain non-paying customers in my seats where paying customers should be sitting.
And also the loyalty thing, like, it goes back like to Darnell too. Darnell,
Yeah.
You and Darnell have always supported me.
Yeah.
So no matter how far my star goes, I will never think I'm too big to sit in front of you and talk, because you were supporting me when nobody knew me. So I don't like that. I don't like people who you support them and they go through the motion, they become, you know, just bigger than life, and they look down at you like, oh, I'm up here now. I can't come back. The people that support you when you are low,
Yep,
are still the people that support you when you big. And if you should happen to fall low again, they'll still support you again. But the people that only support you when you're big, they will only support you as long as you stay big. If you were to drop back low, you're nothing to them. You know what I'm saying? People don't realize that. I've never been on that type of time, and I hate that. That's why when you were like, oh, I want to do an interview for you, there's no hesitation. I was like, okay, when? You know?
and I thank you so much. No, it's just because, you know, people are so conditioned for likes and for views that they are no longer looking at the credibility of the content being made.
Absolutely right.
You know,
that's true.
Like even last night, they told me, well, if you change your YouTube to a brand channel, you're going to lose all your likes, all your views, all your thumbs ups. I was like, the channel is a month old. It has 8,000 minutes of watch time. Something, not 8,000 minutes. It's something like 500 hours of watch time. And I'm like, I better do it now so I don't have to do it
right.
later.
Right. And also too, you know, people, maybe when social media first started, you could trust likes, but you can't you can look on a random person's page where it'll be like, oh, they got all these likes and everything. People buy likes and stuff now.
Yes.
Their whole companies, because I try to use them for my clothing brand. You know what I'm saying? Their whole companies, and that's what they do that is their job, to get you likes, to get you seen on the Explore page. So, you take that with a grain of salt now. Is the content something that's going to feed my soul? You know what I'm saying? I don't care how popular the host of the content is the content worth my time,
Yes. And like you said, I've had people like, under the sound of your voice, I felt you. And then what you said took me over. And I'm like, well, that's because I'm attached to an infinite source. Like I used to worry about that. Oh, I'm going to run out of things to say. And the divine said to me, aren't you tapped into an infinite source? I said, yes. So the divine said to me, then that makes you infinite. You will never run out. You will never run out of things to say. You will never run out of things. It could be the same topic. You can say it a million ways.
I believe that too.
Yeah.
Also, your voice is very healing. It's very comforting,
Yeah, thank you.
You have like, there's just some people that can talk to you. I have a friend who's the same way. Her name is Sean Gooden.
Okay.
And it's not something that you run across every day, but you guys have this thing about your voice that it instantly just makes you feel at ease. It's very, very soothing. It's good.
Thank you. Well, once upon a time, I used it to help men on the phone sex line.
I can definitely see that.
I did.
Definitely see that.
I did. That was actually my first job in entertainment. That was my first gig. My first vocal gig was, I was a phone sex agent for 2 years. Those girls in that call center hated my guts because
you were girl 6. I love it.
Yes, they were so jealous because they were like, you didn't even need any training when you came in here to learn how to speak. And the gentleman, it was so crazy. The gentleman,
you got it. If you're natural, it's natural,
And it was from that job actually, because of the bullying. I hated my voice all my life, because I could go into, like, look at this. I'd be in the city and I'd go into like a Chinese store, corner store. Now, the real thugs hang on the corners and they're in the Chinese stores.
Right.
So turn around. Yeah. So I turn around and I get to the counter and I try to talk soft. And that was the worst. Don't talk soft. That was the worst. That was a dagger, because I'd say to the person at the counter, excuse me, can I get some chicken fried rice? And everybody in the whole place shut up. And I would be scared to turn around. And then I'd start praying, Lord, please let me make it out of here.
Yeah.
People don't know that those are the stories that we live, trying to be ourselves.
It's really, really, it like, I hate it. It sends all types of just furiousness through my body, because people are programmed to hate and to dismiss the gentle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, your voice is soft, we don't like you. But aggression and rah, rah, rah is celebrated. The negative is celebrated. We're all, if aliens, and I do believe in other life forms that are watching this planet, I know they're like, what the fuck is wrong with humans? You know what I mean? Like, they're their own worst enemy,
Yeah. I said that the other day. I said, we are our own heaven and we are our own hell.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Totally are.
I'm not trying to make you mad. I had an incident a couple of years ago. I was in the barbershop with my grandmother because she was getting her hair cut by, he's like a brother to me. He cuts hair. And there was a man in there. I've seen him before. He'd always given me the side eye because he knew I was gay. He had his 5-year-old son with him. Antino, I'm sitting next to my grandmother talking to her. The 5-year-old son runs over to me and starts punching me in my head. I do this and then do this, because he's only 5, to push him away. He flies across the floor. The barber, my friend, my family friend, is freaking the fuck out. Do you know the father sat there and didn't say anything to his son? or anything to me. Not an apology, nothing. And the barber is like, yo, this is not, we don't do that. Like, because the barber always supported me. Oh, wait, but wait, it gets better, because I chose to make that moment a teachable moment for that 5-year-old little boy. He came back over to me and I said, sweetheart, what you did was wrong. You could have hurt me. He said, I'm sorry. He said, but your voice, I don't like your voice. It's not what my dad and I are used to. And I said to him, sweetie, how many fingers do you have? He said, 10. I said, how many toes do you have? He said, 10. I said, the voice that I have, I was born with, and I can't do anything to change it. He said, well, I guess it's all right. He said, can you sing? Will you sing something to me? His father watched me teach his child and said nothing. And when that little boy walked away from me, he had a new respect for me. And when we left that barbershop, he said, goodbye, Mr. Dufault. I said, goodbye, sweetheart, and walked out.
Bravo.
We have to, listen, he, like you said, hate is taught. And
it's definitely taught.
And unfortunately, the people that the hate is happening to, so we're being traumatized, we got to teach.
We have to teach. Right. I'm not surprised at that. I was on the train one day, Queen. It was years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a man sitting on the train, and he had his son next to him, and his son had a Game Boy, was all up in the Game Boy, wasn't paying attention to his surroundings. So it was, I think the person was non-binary, or whatever. It was definitely a combination of masculine and femme. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, in New York, New York of all places, New York is not what it used to be. You know, and it's definitely not what it used to be. They sat down next to them. It was them, the son, and then the father. And the son didn't look up. He was, immersed in his video game. And one thing about me, I'm a people watcher. I observe behavior because it helps me in acting. It's for acting. So I'm always looking at people. And I sat there and watched the father look at this person with so much disgust and hate. And he pulled his son in closer to him. The boy still wasn't paying any attention, was looking at his video game. And he just kept looking at the person with disgust. And I was sitting there looking at him with disgust, like, this person hasn't done anything to nobody. They just came on the train trying to get to point Z, like we all are, minding their business. And the hate that he was looking at them with in their eyes, I'm just like, So I'm not surprised. But kudos to you for teaching what should have already been taught. You did his job, by teaching his son.
Mm-hmm. Like my nephews, I helped to raise 2 of my nephews. One is 19 and the other is 20. And my nephews tell me all the time, I learned, he said, I didn't know that I could learn to be a real man from a gay man. And I said, baby, yes, because the only definition of man is that you handle your responsibilities and provide for yourself and your family.
Right.
That's a man.
That's all it is. It is not muscles. It is not how deep your voice is. It is not if you can fight, you can beat. It is not none of that. It is taking responsibility for your actions and taking care of what you're supposed to take care of.
So tell me, after New Orleans, what have you been up to? Where have you been these days? I'm talking about as far as
New Orleans. See, it's been a whirlwind. After New Orleans, I did FBI, which was a Dick Wolf. I've been working with Dick Wolf a lot. It started with SVU, then it went into FBI. Now, as you know, I'm on Law and Order Organized Crime on Thursday nights. Hugo.
Hold on. Yeah. Do this. Oh,
this.
Do this. Nope, just one. Do this. I know you're like, what the fuck?
I was all in, like, what's about to happen? But yeah, I actually did First Wives Club. I'm in a film that comes out in 2022 with Adrian Brody. It's a thriller. It's really, really good. I hope you guys all go and see it.
Wow.
I've been on hold for some big things. I was about to be in Transformers 7. Yeah. But you know, what's for me is for me, and what's for other people is for them. But I'm excited about where 2022 is going. I have management now with Bohemia Group, which is really, really good, a good look in the industry. They're on top of their game. I also have a new agent, Eris.
Yeah.
So expect to see a lot more of me in 2022. I'm also in a horror film that comes out in 22 called Bitch Ass. If you've ever wondered what a Black Jason Voorhees would be like, go see Bitch Ass.
I am so excited for you. You've been working and working and working and working and not saying nothing.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Kudos to you. Oh my
you.
God. And see, like you said, you don't believe in no, you don't take what someone says to you as the end all to be all. And that is amazing.
Yeah, because people, whether they're doing it, whether they are oblivious to what they're doing, because sometimes people do things they don't, and they're not trying to be negative. It's just who they are because they have limitations they put on themselves, so they project those onto you.
Yes.
You can't let that, no, you can't let people do that. We are all in control of our own destiny.
Yep.
And if you truly want something and believe in it, you can have it, you know? And if you stop and think, I had to stop and think about, you know, the things that I've, because I wanted to model back in the day, because I've never been on a runway in Europe or in a campaign for Dolce & Gabbana. I've been in several magazines. I've been on several runways in New York. And I had to stop one day and think, like, you know what? I can say that I'm a model, you know what I'm saying? So what, I might not have been standing next to there. I actually have been in a party with Naomi Campbell and I helped her look for her cell phone and she lost it. But anyway, I might not have been in a campaign with Naomi Campbell or whatever, but I'm a professional model. And and a lot of times we get so caught up and distracted in our life, we have to stop and think about, you know what? I'm successful. I've been successful. I'm excelling, you know? Yeah. And it just goes back to, we're so busy. A lot of times we get so busy with what we still want to accomplish or what we still want to have. Mm-hmm. We have to start paying more attention to what you already have and being grateful for that. Because it's only in the gratefulness of that you will receive more, you know?
Yes. If your hand is closed, nothing else can be put in it.
Right.
Nothing else can be placed in it. If you say, that's it, that's all I want, you miss all these things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can't get in.
Manifestation is a real thing, and it starts first with being grateful.
It really is, because I manifested this being. This is totally for work. This is totally for work, but the parts of this, they're me. They're built.
Listen, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. Don't ever. I know you won't change, so I don't even need to say this, but don't ever change.
Thank you. And my thing is, I think that in doing it myself and learning everything myself, I have more confidence to not change, because I don't look at someone, whether it's a label or anything like that, and say what I have is they have more or they can give me more. My attitude is, I have what I have, and if you want to collaborate and you can help me enhance what I have, and then that's okay. See, I walk away from a lot. I've been asked to do a lot, but I walk away from it because I'm like, okay, that takes me away from my brand. That takes me away from what I do and live, how I live as a human being. So I'm like, I'm not going to do that.
No, you're right. A lot of people don't know how to collaborate.
Yeah.
One thing about me, I had to part ways with a creative partner that I had, and I hated that we had to part ways because we did work well together. Mm-hmm. But he didn't understand what collaborating meant. Yeah. And for me, if the idea is mine, the concept is mine, I am open to visions that you have or whatever, and I'll take those suggestions, whatever, into consideration. Some things I liked and I applied. Some things I didn't like and I didn't want to use those because I didn't like everything that he gave. I'm like, bruh, like, just like you gave me 5 things. Dude, I took 2 of those and then applied them. I didn't like the other 3, but because I didn't use all 5, he had a problem with them. So see, that's not collaborating. You have to respect, because it was I'm the one who created it.
Yeah.
You have to respect, you got to respect my final decision, as it will be with anything, but yeah.
But you know
what? Collaborate with everybody.
But you know what? I find that too many people of Black and brown descent don't go into the industry in a position of power anyway. So it is kind of just like slavery ingrained in us. A lot of Black people, Black actors, Black musicians, Black anything, models, they go into the business already expecting to give up so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I find that is so crazy, because then you meet someone like me and I ain't giving up a single good God thing. Like, I ain't.
Unless you've already put down a foundation of doing shit on your own before you started dealing with the real inside, like you have, like Issa Rae. Yeah. Before Insecure was on HBO, she had Awkward Black Girl on YouTube that she was doing all by herself. Yeah. So when she went to HBO, they saw, okay, this is not just, a version that you can just take and mold. They already have their foundation. Yeah. Do you want to bring this foundation onto yours, which will be good for both parties, but don't try to completely change it. You know what I'm saying? So unless you're walking in with that sort of thing behind you, then you're right. You prepare to just get sucked in and told and do as you're told,
And that's why I have to leave, because I'm a business owner. I'm just going to listen, for the interviews, I don't have anybody booking them. I book them. I do the scheduling. I send the emails. It's all me. It's me. And I'm proud to say that it's me, because that's what is missing from this conversation out here in the world. That, you see so many, and I have to say this, you see so many of our counterparts that are in entertainment, and they move and are treated like entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
Black people, they gotta be coddled and handled and walk through everything. And then it gets to a point where the lawyer's like, don't worry about it. I'll sign it and I'll send it over to you.
Right. I don't ever want to be like that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to be
I kind of like doing everything myself. It's hard for me to, just like when I talked about reps.
Yeah.
Even though I've had representation, I don't ever leave it completely up to them. It's just like if you have an accountant, you hear about celebrities, they have an accountant and they left everything up to accountant and didn't check over them. And then you hear about the accountant stole millions of dollars from them years later. It's like, no, I don't leave anything completely. Anything that's concerning my life, my well-being, can never be left completely in the 100% in someone else's hands.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm the same way. And you know what, my grandmother said that to me this morning as I was telling her about, just the enemies and things like that I deal with that try to stop my money. And she looked at me and she said, baby, but they can never stop your money, because what you know is your money. What you know, what
money's in here, right?
Yeah, what you've lived, what you have turned and made mean, what it means from that life. No, she was just like, and it's so crazy because we are all unique. Nobody will ever be able to fill your particular shoes. Therefore, they won't be able, even if they bought the brand, even if you sold the brand one day, it wouldn't be you.
It's still right. It's still not you. It's still going to be different.
Yeah, that's so true. It wouldn't be you. And my thing is, like I said, I started this because, like you said, it was cathartic for me. My psychiatrist was the one that said I should do it, because she said, you're in a position where you can't really be artistic. And you need to be artistic. So you need to, return social media, get yourself back out there, make a name for yourself. And that's exactly what I did. And that's what keeps me humble and grounded, because I'm like, at the end of the day, this was to help heal me. The fact that other people are being touched, moved, and inspired, that is a blessing. And that's what keeps me humble, because I'm like, I turned on the camera and started airing out my own shit. Like, it was like, I did this and I did that and this, that, and this, that, and that. And it was received not just here, globally. Globally. Like, you know, you see so many people, and, you know, I get asked so many times, how did you get a blue check on Instagram? How did you get a blue check on Instagram? And I say, you really want the secret? And they're like, what? I'm like, I created 20,000 pieces of content. And I got, in that 1 year, I had 28 million likes. And I didn't even have to apply. They verified me.
Wow.
They verified me.
There was no denying, you know what I'm saying? You got
Yeah,
the content, you got right. So how could they not? You
they
know?
verified me. And that's the thing. You said it. My vocal coach used to say that to me. Now, I've never had a real vocal lesson. She was, when I was going to sign with a major label in New York, she was, I was sent to her to get confidence lessons because I had been beat down so much. So she was to help me get confidence to stand on stage and deliver my music. But she would say the same thing. She was like, you know what you're doing. You know who you are. And this brand that you've built is you. You don't need to, like, I remember when I was, you know, because when you first come in and you first are doing this, you're thinking, oh, okay, well, I got to hire out this, I got to hire out that, I got to do this. So I had somebody, I was going to hire somebody to do my styling and things like that. And she looked at me and she said, why? And I was like, what do you mean? This is what you do. And she looked at me and she said, you model. You went to Paris. You saw chic at its finest, and you think you need someone else to do it.
Because that's just the part of the machine. Oh, you need a stylist, you need a publisher, you need blah blah blah. And it's like, do you really need it, or is it just that's just what people tell you, you know?
And the crazy thing about it is, a publicist costs the minimum $25,000 a month. You just started your career. They don't care about that. You got to pay them every month. If you ain't working yet and not making that kind of money, you'll never get there. You'll never get there. So like, I was very happy because this gave me the opportunity to sit in a safe space. I keep calling this, I say this all the time, this is my safe space, and I create from my safe space. But I am realizing that I'm going to need to do things offline too, which is why I have to go to Europe. I have to go to Europe. And I have connections there. They're celebrities. And they're like, listen, it'll be easier for you here. Come on. Come on. So that's
definitely will be.
Yeah. And like you said, with all that I offer, because it's like I'm bringing all this knowledge of a life, all this wisdom, all this experience of a life. And then I'm an actual real artist. I write my music, perform my music, sing my music. Like, and then it's not just there. Creation. I can create like many things, movies, videos, all kinds of stuff. I've got all of that in my head, you know? So it's just like, I look forward to just being able to go and do, and that's the thing. Most people are not, most entertainers we're dissuaded against that. Oh, you can do it on your own. No, it's going to be too costly. You're never going to have time for yourself. You need time to relax. But I look at my counterparts and I'm like, doctors run their own businesses. Lawyers run their own businesses.
Sure do. Dentists run their own businesses, mechanics, yeah.
Yeah, electricians. Why should this be any different? Oh, because of the fame. That's what they want to take it. And that's what they want to like snare you with. And it's like, no, I don't have to be famous like that. Or even have to deal with that. Like, I stay like this because I'm just slinking around. I'm doing what I'm doing. Like, I have no intentions. And I know that, but the thing is, I've seen fame in Europe. You're respected for what
it's different here. Yeah. First of all, they're not, the celebrity culture in America is unlike anywhere else. I mean, there's a lot of things here unlike anywhere else in the world. The racism here is unlike anywhere else in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yes, people will always, be intrigued by celebrities or famous people. But the way it is here is not like how it is overseas, where you have no life and they're bombarding every facet of your being. It's not like that over there. So yeah, it's a different world.
It is, and I look forward to being respected and not mobbed. They're
also more about Europe. Yeah. They're more about the art.
Yep.
Before the fame. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see, like a lot of European films, then America takes it and remake it or whatever.
Yeah.
A lot of European films are much, have much more substance, much more depth, because they're concerned about the actual artistry of the film, not how much the film will make at the box office.
Right.
Here in America, their primary concern is not the story.
Nope.
How, it's about how much can we get at the box office for this piece, for this project, and it's not like that overseas.
Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to slink out of here and go do what I got to do. But now you have to show me. Do you have a schnauzer? What was that?
So I'm dog sitting. I'm his uncle. Oh. This is one of my best friends, Philip. This is his dog. And he's actually in Europe right now for a month. So I'm dog sitting. I love him. He's so cute. He's so sweet.
He's so
hi.
Yeah, he's a schnauzer, right? Miniature schnauzer.
Yeah, a miniature schnauzer. Yeah. Say hi.
Oh, you're so pretty. Oh, see, Antino, that's the kind of life I want. I don't want to be nobody's slave. I want to make my money and live my life. Have my little puppies and kittens running around, and I can't do that here. I got to do that there. Have my little doggies running around and just play with them all day. And mama's going.
Right. I got so attached to him, I might not give him back to his owner.
Right.
We're gonna be like, bitch, you won't give me my dog back.
Right. Oh, what's his name?
His name is Chance.
Chance. Oh.
Say hi.
He's such a ham. He's such a ham. See, I'm trying to have a real life because you can't really leave a dog.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm trying to work. That's why the internet was good for me, because I don't have to leave my animals and travel.
Yeah. The dogs get separation anxiety.
Really. Yeah, I have a cat right now, but I want some puppies. I'll wait. I'll get them in Europe. I'll wait till I don't have to go nowhere. I can literally drive from the Chateau 40 minutes into Paris, the Moulin Rouge, perform and go home. For real.
I don't even need a car. Drive your little bike on the cobblestone streets right to the market and come right on back.
Right. Thank you so much for talking to me. This conversation was so needed.
Thank you for having me.
So tell everybody where to find you on social media.
Find me on social media. I'm only on Instagram, and that's Antino, not Antonio, because all my life people have called me Antonio, and I hate being called Antonio. So it's at Antino, not Antonio. I'm not on Twitter. I'm not on Facebook. I haven't really caught the TikTok bug just yet, but you can always find me on Instagram.
I'm going to put it in the description section. But ladies and gentlemen, you have heard the vocal stylings of Antino Crowley-Kamenwati.
Thank you.
Don't go away. Say bye, but don't go away.
Bye, guys.